This segment is sponsored by Our Home Magazine.
Our next guests are the proud owners of Nest Antiques Art and Gifts. They are collectors by trade, and their garden reflects their interests. These talented Richmonders are featured in the recent issue of Our Home Magazine. Today we're going to talk about how you can personalize your very own garden. We welcome Robertson and Marcelo Outeiro. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Bill.
Let's talk about this garden because it is spectacular. And we'll start in the center with the koi pond and the fountain, and then we'll work our way out. Tell us about the fountain and the koi and what's going on there.
Well, first you should realize 14 years ago when we bought the property, it was a gravel parking lot.
Wow.
We've completely transformed it. Koi pond was something we really wanted to do. Obviously, it was a lot of work. We dug it by hand. It's 7 feet by 21 feet long. And it's, of course, become the centerpiece and the joy of our life.
So you take a parking lot and literally you kind of turn it into a little paradise back there that obviously, How many hours of work do you think you put in on this?
Years, not hours.
Not hours, years. Luckily, I can crack the whip, so I got him going quickly.
Years, not hours. All right, so you took a parking lot, you transformed this, and did this kind of happen, play on words, organically, or did you have a plan, or did you just start and put one thing in and grew out from there?
Well, we had a plan on paper. Mark's really good at drawing, so he drew it all out, plants and all this stuff. We went to the nursery, and of course, it was like he was going one way, I was going the other, and by the time we finished, we had nothing we had on the list and hundreds of things that we thought we might use, and we did use, but it never comes out the way you want it, in our case anyway.
Kind of had to improvise, like a jazz musician
it was
as you went
funny.
along.
Yeah, it was fun. And it's years. I mean, over the last 14 years, we have probably planted over 10,000 bulbs, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot of digging, especially when you have gravel underneath. We've had it dug out, but, it's not all gone. Of course, you can't get rid of 60 plus years of parking lot.
Yeah.
So it was tough, but it's organic. And again, you got to follow your instincts and what you love. It's good to put it on paper, but it's good to go and see new things and new ideas and, just go from there.
So, Mark, do we know how long it had been a gravel parking lot? Because like Marcelo was saying, I had a gravel parking lot that I put a strip of variety at the end, and I had to dig and dig and dig because the gravel went way down. Do you know how long it was there?
Probably 70 years. The house we bought actually was the parsonage for the church next door.
Wow.
So
that's
literally
amazing.
the entire backyard was gravel. There was not a tree or a bush anywhere. It was all parking lot for
But there was one lilac.
Parsonage and the church.
So the antique fountain, I want to get back to that for a minute. Was that something you found in the course of working at Nest, or was it something you just kind of found on your own?
That was through Nest. We're always out searching for items for the store. And we had been looking for a fountain for that for quite some time. And when we found it, we knew that was the one.
I want to skip back to the years of work that you guys put in there. And folks watching at home are seeing this paradise you converted. This is a kind of labor of love, obviously, and any of us who've ever gardened know that you take a little bit at a time and then it just kind of gets away and you run with it.
Yeah, that's me. I can't do one. If you go buy one bag of 10 tulips, 100 bags is a lot better, isn't it? So, that's just how I am. We just had our first wedding at our garden 2 days ago. Somebody reached out and their venue had been canceled, and they asked us if they could please have it at their wedding and at our garden, and we agreed for 10 people. And she said the comment was, "You guys were over the top from day one." She didn't ask for anything other than the garden, and we put over 100 candles around the pond and the porch. And I used to be a florist, so I did all flowers from the garden. with a little help from Trader Joe's. And it was just, she summed it up. We're a little over the top sometimes, but in a good way, I hope. And I love sharing the garden. That's the main thing for the garden is to be shared. I love sharing plants, things that we grow, cuttings, and we've gotten people that have dropped things off in our garden, even without letting us know who it is. They leave a bag of plants in our alley, and it's just been a wonderful experience. And hopefully, it helps the community as well. And we planted in the garden. Mark had bees at one time, and in the alley we planted trees and all that for the neighbors just to enjoy and to help the bees. So,
well, keep up the good work and expanding your garden into a wedding venue. Thank you both very much. It was fun talking to you. I noticed that Mark was just nodding in agreement as you were saying that it grew and grew and grew. Thank you both. Great meeting you guys.
Thank you very much.
All right. Nest Antiques Art and Gifts is located at 3404 Sims Avenue in Richmond. You can give them a call at 804-233-0134. Find Our Home Magazine on newsstands today or subscribe at richmondmagazine.com/home. You'll find them on Facebook at Our Home Magazine and on Instagram at Our Home Mag. Virginia This Morning returns right after this.